kind of looking forward to the future. One of the biggest, well, not the biggest bands, but one of the most talked about bands right now, I would say, is that band President. And when they first emerged, no pun intended, well, pun fully intended, I guess.
Oh yeah.
But, there was a lot of questions as to, what is the connection with Sleep Token? I saw some people thought that, Sleep Token, I will say, sorry to everybody out there, I do not get too into the lore, of Sleep Token and that's this whole storyline and all that. But some people I saw say that, well, they did 3 albums and based off this, and this. I think it's, the end of Sleep Token and now they're President, which it's like, come on, you're not going to, at the end of the day, sorry to burst anyone's bubble, Sleep Token is still a band and they are focused on being successful. And once there's no way they were going to get to the point they've gotten to and then just say, all right, we're out. Now we're going to start over with a new band. But anyways, and there's theories as to, who President is and all this and that. But the thing I want to ask you is, do you predict any tour in the future where Sleep Token and President will tour together? I believe that both bands share the same management. I think that is about as far as the connection between the two go. But could you see that happening, or do you think that's playing a little too much into, I don't want to say gimmicks, but playing a little bit too much into the whole thing?
I've never thought about it before, but I mean, I would have to think that like for a European tour, maybe because to my understanding, President is British. I believe they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they say.
Yeah. I would have to think at some point, but it might be farther down the road. Like if President's success continues for the amount of time that Sleep Tokens has and likely will, I would have to think that at some point that would happen. Or I mean, they're going to be at the same festivals,
Sure.
right? Like if let's say, I don't know the names of many European festivals. I know there's Wacken, but it's going to have to happen at some point that they line up.
Well,
And I think didn't it already
did.
happen?
Yeah, Download Festival over the summer.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think maybe it'll be a case of, President maybe has to sort of, prove themselves a little bit. Even though they share the same management, I don't think it's going to be like, well, hey, we'll just throw you out with Sleep Token and it's all good. Because, I mean, if that were the case, they would have done that instead of Thornhill, on this tour, for example.
Right. Which still, I think, what a great choice for an opening band. So unexpected, but man, that's a good choice.
I agree 100%. I know some people were a little upset because they canceled a tour. They were going to go out with Landmarks, and they canceled that tour, and then a few days later announced they're doing this, which I had a feeling when they said that we got to drop off this Landmarks tour, we had this opportunity come up. It's like, well, I think the Landmarks tour is like in theaters, theater type venues. And it's like, you're not going to drop off of a theater tour to do another theater tour. I mean, it's got to be something substantial. Right. And Sleep Token hadn't announced an opener yet. And, I was super stoked. Thornhill, great band from Australia. If anyone's not familiar with them, their new album, Bodies, is great. I will say, though, I did think for a little bit, and I think a lot of people thought this, that Spirit Box was going to be the support act because there was some right around the time Even In Arcadia came out, there was the whole thing with the flamingo. Jerry, I think, is the flamingo's name. But
yes,
at some Spirit Box shows, I guess a pink flamingo. Well, obviously a flamingo's pink, but a flamingo. There was like, I don't know, one of the crew members or something had like a flamingo light that you could see on the side of the stage and stuff like that. And so I which would have been great. I mean, I love Spirit Box.
Man.
But Thornhill is also a great band, a newer band, which is cool. They're getting such a massive opportunity.